At least 13 people are dead and dozens injured after a series of Israeli airstrikes hit Beirut's southern suburb overnight, including Lebanon's biggest public health facility. Various buildings were flattened as rescuers raced to find survivors. While parts of the south were ordered to evacuate, the strike was reportedly not in an area covered by these warnings. The Israeli Defense Forces, however, said they had targeted a Hezbollah terrorist site. Israeli forces also pressing in with their offensive in northern Gaza for the third week. At least 15 people have died following a drone attack in northern Gaza's Beit, Lahiya, where the IDF has also issued evacuation orders. Many Gazans feel that the orders are part of a scheme to create a buffer zone to control the enclave after the war. The military has denied these speculations, asserting that the alerts are meant to keep Hamas fighters apart from civilians. The head of the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, or UNRWA, has issued an urgent plea for a temporary truce due to the dire situation in northern Gaza. This is to allow humanitarian aid to reach civilians who are trapped there. A study by the UN Development Programme revealed that the Gaza war has reversed human development to levels not seen since the 1950s. The conflict has also devastated the Palestinian economy, pushing the region's poverty rate to close to 100%. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has landed in Israel in a renewed push for a ceasefire in Gaza. His latest Middle East tour comes just days after Israeli forces killed Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar in the enclave. And more, we're joined by Sarah Coates reporting live from Tel Aviv. Sarah, given that Israel has remained firm in its conditions for a ceasefire in Gaza, will this latest push by Secretary Blinken be any different or be of any significance in the larger aim of securing at least a short-term ceasefire?
Hello there, Wei Su. Expectations here on the ground, they remain pretty low. A lot of people are really asking the question as to what could possibly be achieved on Blinken's 11th wartime visit to the region that haven't been achieved during these other visits that he's been here on the ground. This is really being seen as a sort of final push by the Biden administration to get this ceasefire and get this hostage deal across the line. But as you mentioned, there has not been a change in Israel's position, nor, from what we do understand, has there been a change in the position of Hamas, despite the death of its leader, Yahya Sinwar. Now, in addition to trying to get this ceasefire and hostage deal, Mr. Blinken will also be checking on the humanitarian situation in the Gaza Strip, given that there was this very strongly worded letter sent by the United States to Israel threatening of this potential weapons hold-up if this dire humanitarian situation on the ground in Gaza is not very swiftly addressed. Now, we need to remember all of these meetings that he'll have today with the Israeli Prime Minister. He's in that now, and also with the Defense Minister and also the Premier. They will be held behind closed doors. So it is unclear as to what kind of information we will get out of these meetings. But in saying all of that, this 11th wartime visit does come at a very tense time in the region, with Israel, of course, threatening this retaliation on Iran for that unprecedented ballistic missile attack on the 1st of October. So certainly this is something that we can expect Blinken to be discussing with these senior Israeli leaders. Wei Su.
So, of course, reporting earlier in this bulletin, a series of Israeli airstrikes in Beirut's southern suburb. Now, we're several weeks into this new front of the conflict. Are we seeing any shape to Israeli strategy in Lebanon?
Well, with regards to the humanitarian situation on the ground, Wei Su, this is only getting worse. From what we do understand, according to Lebanese officials, a quarter of the population is under evacuation orders. There have been thousands of people killed and also more than 1 million people displaced. And this displacement is only growing. There's just been another fresh evacuation order issued for a neighbourhood in the south of Lebanon. And this came after that intense night of strikes that you just mentioned. 13 people killed in southern Beirut, with one of those strikes hitting near a hospital. Now, what we've been hearing from Israeli officials is they are trying to destroy Hezbollah infrastructure, weapons storage facilities, command centres, that type of thing. And we did hear from an IDF spokesperson with regards to that hospital in southern Beirut saying that underneath the hospital is a bunker, saying that it contains millions of dollars in gold and cash, but failed to actually provide any evidence. So with regards to all of this, the humanitarian crisis is only worsening, and what we are seeing really is just an intensification of Israeli strikes on Lebanon. But in saying that, there were strikes right across Israel throughout the past few hours, including here in Tel Aviv. We did hear some extremely loud booms just above this live position, with Hezbollah saying that it was targeting a military base very close to where I'm standing. Wei Su.
Oh, thanks. Sarah Coles reporting live to us there from Tel Aviv.